Hey there everybody, welcome back. I'm Caitlin, your geeky girlfriend, and in this video, this is going to be my fourth book for 2023 in my Bookie Babe book review series, working toward my 15 book goal for 2023. And I talked a little bit in my last video, if you saw that one, that actually this book today is actually book number 5, but I did a beta reading of a novel that hasn't even been published yet. So that one counts toward my own personal book goal because it was a full novel. It was just in the editing process and needed some beta readers, but it hasn't been published yet. So I can't post any reviews. I can't put it on Goodreads because it's not for sale yet and it hasn't actually been published. So I'm waiting for that book to be released so I can do my review here for you guys and put it over on Goodreads, and that'll bump my total up. So I know in my heart of hearts that I have actually read 6 books and I'm working my way there, or 5 books, but I have to wait until it is official. So for now, and for my purposes of today's video, this is going to be book number 4, and I'm going to be reviewing the book Wonder, written by R.J. Palacio. And I, in full honesty, I actually have read, or I had watched the movie first. I watched the movie when I first started teaching, probably like my first or second year teaching. My school had a little movie night event and Wonder was the movie that played, and I had known about the book for a while, and I had known that it was on my list of things to read, but it's just taken me a long time to get to this point. So I probably watched the movie in like 2018 would be my guess. 2018 or 2019. So several years ago. And honestly, I don't remember very much of the movie. I remember like what Augie looked like. And I think I remember like Owen Wilson playing his dad. And I remember Daveed Diggs being in the movie, but I couldn't tell you who Daveed Diggs actually plays. And I don't remember like anything about his sister or his friends or anything. So I did feel like I got a truly unbiased reading of the book because I don't remember the movie enough. So I really now want to go back and watch the movie again and see how it relates. And I might add that to my movie review series, which is going to get new videos this week. So make sure you come back and check those out. But for today's purposes, we are reviewing the book Wonder. And this is a very popular young adult novel. Lots of very popular pop culture quotes, like if you can choose to be anything, be kind, or choose kindness, or whatever the quote is from it. I think it's if you can choose to be anything, choose kind or be kind. And it is, I know when I was working at my last job, both the 5th and 6th grade classes were reading this book at one time. So it is a very popular like class read aloud novel. It talks a lot about, there are some big themes of bullying, how to prevent bullying, the effects of bullying. But the storyline that was really prevalent to me was the storyline of his sister, Olivia, or who they call Via, in the book. And it's her perspective on living as a sibling of an individual with some sort of difficulty, deformity, disability, whatever word you would like to use. The feelings are the same. And as a sibling of 2 children, individuals with disabilities and difficulties, and as being an individual with a difficulty myself, that storyline was very prevalent to me and hit very close to home. That was my favorite part of the book. The book is told through different perspectives. Augie, Via's boyfriend, and some of Augie's friends. And it's interesting to see the different perspectives and how they come to this realization of everything and how the world works and their view of things. But Via's was definitely, and one of Via's friends actually is the other perspective, and Via's was my favorite. The whole book was easy to read. The chapters are literally like a page long because it's told as almost more of like a diary, just like a day-to-day, this is what happened today, here's our life type of a thing. So it was very easy to read. And you can see it's a pretty standard book in terms of young adult length. It has just over 300 pages at 313. And I think there are some great teaching strategies modeled in the book. So reading it as a teacher, I was like, oh, that's an interesting idea, especially when dealing with middle schoolers. And like I said, it has some themes of like just being kind to others and what to do if you see somebody, or how to act if you know somebody that's different than you, etc., etc. I think the parents, both kids give a different perspective of their parents, which is an interesting take. And as I get older, that's something that I am noticing as well. You see things differently as an adult, and the older you get. So it's interesting to see Augie versus Via's perspective of their parents and how they view their whole family dynamic in the situation. Themes of grief as well are explored in the book. So for a young adult reader, there is a lot to unpack in this novel. Obviously, reading it as an adult, I've dealt with storylines of grief and difference and things like that. But as a young adult reader, it could be, it could cause a lot of questions and bring up a lot of maybe new feelings for readers. But I thought it was a great novel, very feel good. I felt great reading it. It has a great ending. The teachers are great role models in it, like I said. And it just, like, the perspectives are just so enlightening, I guess is a good word. And if you don't have that perspective, or you don't have that experience of knowing somebody or being around somebody with a difference of some kind, then reading this book does give you a really great sense of perspective and a good source of empathy in terms of acting and being around those individuals. And it kind of maybe would shed some light on, oh, I could have said something a little bit different or done something a little bit different. I know Jack Will's character in particular goes through a lot of development in the book throughout. And so, as a kid without a difficulty, Jack Will kind of learns that what he is feeling is very valid, and that, he has to kind of make some tough decisions. So there's a lot of great things for young adult readers in this book without spoiling it too much. Lots of hard feelings, big feelings, feeling validations, and kind of navigation of some difficult situations, especially in middle school. The peer pressure and the ideology of your peers. You are seeking that approval so much when you're in middle school. And so this is a great story about that and how to navigate that and how to continue to be your own person and stand up for yourself and others. And it's a great, great message. I thought it was, I read it way faster than the last book that I read. I read it overall in 3 to 4 days. That was any time that I had at the hotel, I was just reading. Like I said, it probably took me 3.5 days or so, which is pretty typical for me with a young adult novel like this. If a book is enticing to me and it's an easy read, that's my norm. It's I can finish a book in a few days. So these books that I reviewed on here that have taken me longer than that, those have been the exceptions, not the rule. But yeah, so overall, I would say I'd probably give this book an 8 out of 10. I think it's great for any reader, an adult, a kid. I think anybody could enjoy it. I think it's something that everybody should read because there's a lot of, like I said, great perspectives and empathy things in there, lots of great themes. However, it was exactly the book that I was expecting. I knew when I picked it up what to expect from it, and it didn't surpass any expectations. So that's why I can't give it a 10. But it was very enjoyable. It was very easy to read in terms of language and writing style, and length and everything was very appropriate for the audience. But I'm an adult and still found it enjoyable. So I definitely think that it, like I said, can be read by audiences of all ages. But it was an easy read. It was a good one to put after my last one. So make sure you go check out my other most recent book review. That one was more of a struggle to get through for me, and it was about half the size. And so this one was much more up my alley in terms of what I normally read and an ease of reading. So yeah, that is my review. I think that it is something that everybody should add to their list, especially if you've seen the movie, or if you want to watch the movie, make sure you read the book first. And now I can go back and rewatch the movie and hopefully have a different appreciation, because I remember really liking the movie, and I think the movie made me pretty emotional when I watched it the first time. So I'll be excited to watch it again and see how it does compare to the book. But yeah, that's all I have for this one. Wonder gets a solid 8 out of 10. This is my 4th book for 2023, so I'm working up towards 15. Hopefully gonna get there. I have a lot of work to do, so I gotta get to reading. But thank you all so much for watching. If there's a book that you want me to review, or if you are a new author that's looking for a beta reader, you can comment below or message me on Instagram at Your Geeky Girlfriend. I'm also on Goodreads as well at Caitlin McClure. So make sure you go check out my full book reviews over there. And thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.